Hello, friends and adventurers, and welcome back to Sally Cat Plays with Blades of Exile. So, we've all seen Blades of Exile now, we've seen the Blades character editor, but I have not yet shown off the scenario editor, which I know some people are pretty interested in. I never did a lot with the scenario editor as a kid. It did come with the demo and gave me a few options to play with, but I don't know, it just never appealed to me that much. And first we have to set the monitor to 256 colors, because that is how things worked in the 1990s. So, Blades of Exile Scenario Editor! Doesn't look like a lot up front, does it? Well, part of that is because we don't have a scenario loaded. So I can make edits to all three of the base scenarios. Enter password 100. In theory, one could look into and make edits on other scenarios, but the scenario author would have to provide you with the password. So, this allows us to edit terrain, edit monsters, edit items, create and edit towns. And you'll notice that this engine has small, medium, and large town sizes. And dungeons count as towns as well. Town is just a generic name for location we can explore. Scenario text is the text at the beginning of each scenario. And special items. Fairly self-explanatory, that one. Also, I was very amused to see in the Edit Items screen that there are various categories of item, including one-handed weapon, two-handed weapon, money, bow and arrow, thrown missile, potion, wand, tool, food, armor, various armor and jewelry subtypes, pants, because pants get their own slot. There's also stats like item level. Awkwardness, I guess, is encumbrance. Bonus, protection, charges, type flag. There's a lot of stuff in here that I'm not entirely sure what it means. But it would be explained in the documentation, which I am not going to go into here. Also, just for a little fun, the brown pants are now trousers. And I am saving that one. So there are various options in the main menu here, from Create New Town, Scenario Details, Intro Text, Set Starting Location, Edit Special Nodes, Import Town if you've already made one somewhere else, Edit Horses, Edit Boats, Write data to text file and do full text dump. This is where you can define various pieces of info the user will see when deciding whether or not to play your scenario. Credits Part 1. You're hired to put down a rebellion, but should you? And we've got ratings from G to, NC-17. Oh la la. And recommended party level. Okay, and here's where you can, in more detail, see the scenario text. Okay, so this lets you see and edit the text line by line. This one lets you see all the lines at once. And I am sure town menu will fill up when I actually open a town. I can see various outdoor text. Anyway, there is some stuff that I wanted to investigate through the scenario editor. One was I did show that Volpe's Manor has an interior. Muck is loaded up now, so let me see if I can find Zaskiva. There it is. Can edit town terrain, and there are there's various terrain blocks that I can just click and paste. Like, boom, lava. Damaging lava, no less. But, wait, C and G. What is the difference between a C and a G? I don't actually know. Well, town details gives me some timing and lighting, max number of monsters, and difficulty. Town difficulty determines how fast wandering monsters appear, how nasty traps are, and how hard it is to unlock doors. Okay. And timing allows you to do fun things like kill off your towns, much like in Exile 3. Okay, town area descriptions are like the little titles that show up at the bottom of the screen when we're wandering around. Set all items not property. Okay. There's also big old item and monster lists. Okay, I'm just going to put down the first pavement tile and hope for the best here. But I can click on these buttons and see what they actually do. So there's drawing mode, paintbrush, large, paintbrush small. I guess these are for when you want to lay down big areas of texture. Spray can, eyedropper, okay, eyedropper can properly select things. Still have no idea what most of these letters mean. Well, P is obviously poison swamp. Then there's a little glyph for readable thing for sign and obelisk. Container for bodies and chests. B might mean block or barrier. Then doors have S, L, M, and I, so I'm guessing S is standard, L is lock, M is magic lock, and I is invulnerable lock. Again, I'm just guessing, I don't have the documentation in front of me. Not quite sure what the A is, unless it is alterable, because these are walls that you can knock down. The little crown-looking thingy here is, this is a town or dungeon entrance. Oh, joy, conveyor belts. Don't we love those? Ah, S on the walls, at least, is going to be secret passage. Well, a secret passage on the walls, if it's on a door, then it's really just a door. Fun times. Anyway. There's fill rectangle, hollow, or solid. I'm not entirely sure what those are used for. This is nifty. This switches views from zoomed in to zoomed all the way out, so I can see the entire town at a glance. Then there's eraser, edit sign, create room rectangle, place first wandering monster arrival point. Change terrain randomly, oh fun. Can only set town entrances outdoors, that makes sense. Can't enter the town when you're already in it. Place and edit items. Create and edit special. You can even copy and paste specials. Edit creature. Place same creature. So for instance, if I click on edit creature here, he's a champion, he's got personality number 60, facial graphic number 13. Friendly and will fight. Interesting. Oh, okay, I'm guessing friendly and will fight means if there are any hostile monsters, he will attack them with you. Creature can move. And I'm pretty sure this is Zully, so if we go to personality number 60, that would be his specific personality and not a generic can be copied around one. What's advanced? Creature is always here. Event codes. And special encounters. Again, things that I don't know what to do with. Various entrance locations. Place web, place crate, place barrel. Place fire and force barrier. Place quick fire, let's not. Clear space, place small, medium, and large bloodstains. And also slime pools. Place ash, place bones, place rocks. That's not what I wanted to do. Apparently I have to place rocks individually. Some nice decorative stones. But what I really wanted to do is go up in here. So, interesting. This has both the door and the L, which I'm assuming means locked, but it's a special encounter, which means that we can't actually get past here. Also, this is a sign. These are standard doors. This appears to be an audience chamber, but there's nobody in here. Yeah, this door is invulnerable lock because we have to talk to Kenny to get it open. Cannot pick the lock. There's another statue gallery inside and a little chapel. Now, if I want to know what this special might say, I'm tapping on Create or Edit Special. Special type, no special. Node 36. It looks like it's completely blank. So assuming I'm doing this correctly... Oh, those weren't actually specials to begin with, I just created new ones. That's what the S is for. Yeah, so I don't think these are actually special encounters, I think they're just special dots, and this whole thing was basically, placeholder designs. So it looks inhabited, but isn't actually, because you'll notice there's no Lord Volpe in here. Jeff has put enough effort in to make this look like it could be a reasonably real manor, even though it's got no bedrooms or anything. But since we're never going to see the inside of it, he didn't actually have to write anything for special encounters. Also, I suppose all the proper living chambers could be upstairs, and this would theoretically be a stairway, massive stairway up. That would make sense. So there's that. And as I was right, personality 60 is Zuli. We can edit some of his dialogue if we wanted to. Also, there are various nodes for the dialogue which is not covered under just basic stuff. So response to suspicion or suspicious will give you that. And you can also choose 2 separate words to give the same response, because sometimes synonyms exist. So let me see, there was that. Okay. There's a person in Buzzard who seems very mysterious, and I would like to see if he has any more dialogue that could be unlocked. But first I have to cycle through all of the dungeons before we get to Buzzard. That's Fall. Okay, so Fall does have only 2 speaking characters. There's Buzzard. So Buzzard has Luna, Rita, Tori, Durfler, Stone, Macron, Smith, and some unused personalities. Okay, right, Stone was the beggar. I forgot about him. Well, I didn't forget, but I did forget his name. Smith is personality 126. So he's nondescript, doesn't want to tell you anything, and is clearly some sort of spy. Scrolling down to 126, you can ask him about strolling. Peaceful walking. And it looks like that's all. He doesn't actually have any more dialogue programmed in. He's basically a red herring to flesh out the world a little bit more. How mildly disappointing. Now we can also do stuff with the outdoor terrain. Somewhat fewer options here. You can still set wandering monsters, but can't place individual creatures in the outdoors. Though oh, I still have... Okay, I guess Jeff could only remove rows of options and not individual ones, so I still have the edit placed item, but I can't do that while outdoors. We can create and edit specials, of course. Anyway, this is not the map square I want, so let us load a new section. Also, I don't think I actually saved my very minor changes to Zaskiva. Oh well. So x is 0. Put x up to 3. The map is 4 by 3, and 0 does count because we're working with the polar coordinate system. Okay, that's the opposite corner with the swamp area, the smaller swamp. That's not quite what I want either. There we go, I think. Let's go up to the river. Yes, here it is. So this is a special that I could not access from across the river. Let's click on Edit, Create or Edit and see what it gives me. Okay, there is a Stuff Done flag, part A and B. Number of first message in dialogue is 56. I'm assuming -1 means invalid, so no special items here. No food given or taken. Item to give. Okay, I don't know what 80 is. Oh heck, I just changed that. Let's change that back. Dialogue 56, huh? That can't be right. That's from one of the other special encounters. Specifically the one where we fight giants for the villagers. Maybe it's supposed to be 66, because I don't remember seeing that. Someone boating down this river had an unfortunate accident. You find his body by his gutted boat. His neck was broken, his clothes were torn, but his axe is still intact. That sounds about right. Okay, this navigate by clicking on the border feels really clunky. Ah, secret hideout is here. But of course, can only access it if you've tripped the correct plot flag, I'm sure. Okay, so that's not a special, then. Select town to aha! Okay, there must be something in the town information that refers to the Stuff Done flags or what have you. I don't remember where to go to edit Stuff Done flags. Enter characteristics for outdoor encounters. 4 different wandering and special encounter slots. To edit the others, use the arrow buttons. Interesting. Okay, so these must be set battles rather than the wandering monsters. Various special nodes. Yeah, I get the feeling it would be very helpful to keep detailed written notes whenever you are creating or editing a scenario. Because by current standards, this feels very kludgy. Anyway, I did want to do a small thing. Yeah, there... Well, I could find another patch of forest to compare if I can find one with the right sorts of trees. But what I would rather do right now is just remove a tree so that I can actually access this. So I will save again, and I'm going to see if my edits took. No, not the character editor, silly. Oops, I need to reboot my emulator before I can do that. One moment, please. Okay, I'm back in Zaskiva, but that's fine. Maybe I should pay off the crossing guard there just to see the dialogue. The soldiers relieve you of your gold, and smirking let you pass. Okay, that was basic. Okay. Yeah, those red rectangles on the map in the editor must have been for where these descriptions show up. That makes sense. Things that I never put a whole lot of thought into before. Okay, cool. I can access this now. Uh-huh. So I get an axe. What kind of axe is it? A magic axe. That's sort of not bad. And the only way to ever see it without editing the scenario is to somehow get the flight spell. I guess it'd be easy enough to come into this scenario with a very high-level party when you have the registered game. But it's recommended for mid-level, and why would you do that? Anyway, that's basically all that I've done with the scenario editor in this century. I hope you all enjoyed this little interlude, and until next time, have a good one and take care, everybody.